sense. So when you got into real estate and you made that decision, I'm always curious, did you have supporters? Did you have doubters? I mean, because again, you went from, an established career at that point, to a certain lifestyle, right? And responsibilities, right? Family responsibilities and all those things to, hey, I'm going to do a 180. I'm going to get into a commission-based business. I mean, obviously you went and got another job to kind of help, pay some bills and things
I
like
did.
that.
I had a kid on the way as well at this time.
Yeah. So like, supporters, doubters, kind of where were you at?
I had some doubters. I actually had somebody that I will not say, but told me it was the worst idea I could ever have. And I said, well, it's sink or swim. I had, my father who was like, I told you. And I'm like, I don't want to hear the I told you so, but he did. But my biggest supporter was my wife. I tell anybody that gets in the industry now, if you don't have the support of your partner or your spouse or whatever that may be, then you're doomed. I really believe it.
Yeah.
But my wife believed in me and supported me. Good days, bad days, hard days, super long days. But it was still better than the restaurants too. even so, just because I wasn't gone 14, 15 hours a day.
Sure.
But I can tell you without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, I wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation if it wasn't the support of her and my family to say, I believe in you. My wife, she just knows when I put my mind and my head to it, I'm kind of the bull in the china shop. Get out of my way. I'm going to get there. But I had plenty of doubters.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a combination of both that gets you through it, right? Some people thrive on the I'm going to show you, and some people just need that loving comfort of, hey, you got this, you can do it, we believe in you.
I've spent a large part of my life for my own sense of self. I don't want to say to others, but I've found this through also a lot of therapy. I spent a lot of time proving others wrong because I was told so much from an early age that I couldn't do something. Or like I'll use the example of when I went in the military, we had a disciplinary director that I frequented a lot. When he found out I was going in the military, going airborne and doing what I'm doing, he said, I wish you all the best, but you most likely won't succeed. And stuff like that's always driven me. I think even since a young age, even to this day, I don't call myself successful. In fact, somebody the other day said, man, you need to give yourself some grace. You do pretty well. I've spent a lot of my life feeling like I had to prove my worth to others. But I've also now gotten to a point in my life at 48, almost 49 years old. I don't need to prove shit to anybody.
No, I mean, you define this, your own definition of success, right?
Right.
Your version's different than mine. It's different than the next person beside us. And, and that's one of the things that I tell, our agents all the time. It's like, hey, you don't have to go out and sell 50 houses a year. If you want to sell 20, that's cool. If that's what you want to do. If you want to sell 5, that's cool too. What's your version of success? For me, it's, it comes back to what's that lifestyle that you want to live. Because I feel like most people, will do whatever it takes to get to a certain lifestyle that they want to live, not a transaction count or a volume number or whatever. It's most people are in that comfort zone of what's that lifestyle that they're trying to obtain.
I would agree with you. And I've luckily found that spot. I worked hard at it, and I think what people get lost in a lot of time is they see an end product, right? They'll see John Harp or Nathan White. They go, man, I want to do what he did. Yeah. What they don't realize is there was starting A here. They see, Z, right? They don't see anything in between. They don't realize the work, got to remember, I got out of the restaurant industry to stay in it, but to learn another industry, there was plenty of days that I was going to the office when I started. I was a KW agent. I'd go to KW at 9 o'clock in the morning and I'd get home from the bar at 11 o'clock at night. And that was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah. So there was an immense amount of effort put into that, but most people don't see the journey to get there.
Yeah, and that's what this, and that's what this is all about, is showing, being real, showing that journey, like the sacrifices that it typically takes, for someone define that success, it varies from person to person, but I mean, going from military to homeless to then, going to the restaurant industry, working the long hours, putting in that grind to then saying, hey, I'm going to switch, but then still say, okay, hey, I know I used to manage restaurants and run restaurants, but now I just want to work at the bar. Right.
Right.
And this is going to allow me then to free up more time to then, focus on this new career that I'm going after. People, like you said, they just see the end results. They don't see the whole journey and the
No,
struggle to get there.
no, they just see the end product. And I had, we all have goals, but you got to have the habits. I tell, people, goals suck, habits win, and which I believe is true. I had my goals, but you got to have the habits. But I mean, I had check marks along the way. Like I, at some point, wanted to get to a spot where my wife wouldn't have to work. And I knew if I got there that I would probably slide back a little bit, but it would open up more windows for growth. And
Right.
so, all of those things happen and worked out, but a lot, and still a lot of work goes into it, but an immense amount of work went into A to Z.
Yeah.